This calls for a change of scenery. I've seen a lot of videos about this. Oh, not a lot. I've seen a couple. One was filmed in my house, by the way, but in my basement. But I'm up in the office right now. One is about, well, there's a Saw Batteries video, which was the one that was my house, about why WrestleMania 32 flopped, and then I was watching Miguel's, which was about how to make your trip fun and not thing. And before I get into anything, he made one point saying you want to do too much into your trip, and that's what can kill it, because you're thinking to yourself, like, okay, yeah, like, you want to do this, like these indie shows, you want to do Access, because I know myself personally, I'll admit it, I was a rookie going into WrestleMania this year. Sure, I went to 28, but I didn't do much. I was just with my dad. This one, I was there all by myself. I had my friends with me, sure, but compared to the rest of them, I was the rookie, like, because it was my first real WrestleMania trip. I don't want to talk so much about, I can talk a bit about both. I don't think the trip was a flop itself, like, in my eyes, just because it was, like, for me, it was new. For them, it's just the same thing every single year. It's always what to do for when you go to WrestleMania. But then, meanwhile, with me, it was just, okay, I'm here, let's do this. I luckily avoid, the only bad part of the trip, really, was Access and getting home from AT&T, getting back to the downtown from the AT&T Stadium. Just because with getting home from AT&T Stadium, there was 100,000 people trying to leave that damn place. Getting a cab, we took Uber, was a nightmare. We had a shuttle from our hotel, but then that ended up flopping. We tried calling, and then no one ever got back to me from the hotel. So at the same time, we're worrying about the show, but at the same time, we're thinking, oh crap, how am I getting back? That's why I feel like, sure, as much as I ripped on the bus for me not being on there personally, it was probably a bit of, I will be honest with you guys, it was jealousy, just because I figured it's like, oh yeah, you have to plan all this stuff out. That's why I'm doing a package for 33. But at the same time, you gotta look at everything as, back to what Miguel was saying, don't try to fit so much into so little time. Literally, you space it out, like, okay, like, I already have, like, it's 8 months away, but I'm already envisioning myself what I'm gonna do next year. Like, I'll do Access, but I did 4 sessions last year. I'm only gonna do 2. I'll probably do Saturday afternoon because they gave it to me for free. And then Thursday night, I'm getting a VIP. Why? Because VIP is so much better than GA. This year, there's going to be 30,000 less people at the show, so you got to figure about that. How many less people are going to be at Access this year? Just because last year at Access, even on Thursday, it was a fucking zoo. Like, I waited almost 2 hours in the Eva Marie Lana line because I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And I ended up getting paid, so it wasn't that bad. Rusev, too, same thing. If it weren't for me sprinting across that damn convention center, I probably never would have met Sasha Banks. Paul Heyman's line I got unlucky too. Like, even, hell, Matt Lorenzo tried to meet Sami Zayn, got cut right before there, 20 people, just because of everything, people abusing the handicap lines. There's just so much. I can make a whole video on why WrestleMania, not just WrestleMania stuff, why WrestleMania 32 Access was such a fucking gong show. It was just horrible. That's why this year's I'm excited for. Now I know, okay, there, boom, now you know, okay, go to WrestleCon, meet some of the guys. Yeah, sure, you gotta pay a little more. Sure, WrestleCon costs a little bit more money, but in the end time, it's worth it. You're not waiting around. You're going around, like, you're looking like, oh, hey, look, there's this guy. It's pretty cool. And then meanwhile, with Access, it's like, oh, yeah, look, there's Sami Zayn, but look, there's a 2-hour line to meet him. Or, oh, look, there's Becky Lynch, but the line's already been cut. So you get what I'm saying. It's also, I think, to Justin that I met Sasha Banks, because and that's the other thing, too, but, so, like, but I keep getting off track. It's what I do best. But basically, so yeah, you want to do Access, but then at the same time, it's like, okay, yeah, too, you want to do ROH, but NXT's at the same time. You got to pick which one you want to go to. Me, I always go to NXT. Like, for example, you could go to, like, there's all the other shows, Shimmer, which I never plan on going to. Kaiju, which I'm pretty sure they're doing. Wall-E Mania, which I literally got in the door for like a couple seconds and then I left. I was just $20. It was whatever, but I found Fandango outside. But yeah, you got to figure out this with WrestleMania. Plan your trip before you go. Don't just go off, oh yeah, let's do this, let's go. You can plan other, like, vacations that aren't WrestleMania, like SummerSlam, we managed to plan shit on the fly. That was no problem. 2014 and 2015, I know. And by the way, for those of you asking, if you have asked yourself, I will not be attending SummerSlam 2016. Instead, I have 4 shows in the next 2 months. I got NXT in Toronto, I have NXT in Kitchener, I have the Go Home show for Survivor Series in Buffalo, New York, and I have Survivor Series. So unless they plan on doing a SmackDown Live somewhere in the mix there, or the Monday Night Raw after Survivor Series in the drivable distance from where I live, that's it for me for shows till WrestleMania. The only other thing is with Alex Lorenzo moving out to California. If you got a room for me, I'm considering coming out. If he does have room, I may or may not go for the Rumble. If it's plausible, it's feasible, like if it's affordable, and I got a place to stay, then yeah, I'll strongly consider it going out to Los Angeles for a weekend. Why? Because the Staples Center, minus how shitty it was to get in there, I like LA. LA, like, that was the other thing too. Like, if SummerSlam were going back to Los Angeles this year, I probably would be going. What else we got? But yeah, so basically, for those of you planning on going to WrestleMania 33 for the first time, who are like rookies like me in 32, plan your trip wisely, and also don't worry about the flight and the hotel because that shit will just come with you. Literally, there's thousands of hotel options. There's thousands of flight options. I booked my flight probably 2 months before I left. That was the last thing that I did. Hell, I'm more in Chicago at the end of the month, and I just booked my flight like an hour ago. Yeah, but with everything said and done, just gotta hope for the best with WrestleMania. I don't want to drag this on for too long, but now we know WrestleMania 33. Like, it's starting. It's not like the whole. It doesn't start to really get real until you book it, but at the same time, talks are starting to get serious. People, because most people. Here's one thing that's true. I'm gonna go on another point. People after WrestleMania 32 were so serious about going. Like, they're like, oh yeah, I'm going. Yeah, I'll be there next year. Time comes to budge, and it's, you know what, it's too much money, yada, yada, yada. That's why I always keep a little nesting egg aside, saying, look, or if, not even a nesting egg, I don't put any money aside. I'm just like, look, I know I'm going. It's a great vacation. Why not? That's like with 30, as soon as 31 was done, I remember it was Justin's damn video that basically saying, I'm going 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. He basically was going off just because him and I did miss WrestleMania 31, even though him and I didn't really know each other at the time. That was a year ago, and now we're, you know the story if you follow us on Snapchat. But with everything being said and done, as soon as 31 ended, I was like, look, I'm going to be there for 32. I'm going to be in AT&T Stadium. The same thing happened this year. I was in AT&T Stadium. Look, I'm going to be in Orlando. I've been dead set on going to Orlando since it was announced I was going to Orlando. Why? I haven't been to Orlando in a while. Get to go to some cities. It'll be a fun time. It'll be a good time to check it out. But once all's said and done, WrestleMania is right around. And the trip also creeps up faster than you think. So for those of you thinking that 8 months is a far distance away, before you know it's going to be, oh, it's 6 months away, 4 months away, 2 months away. And then before you know it, you're hopping on your flight to Orlando. And also, though, the trip didn't really kick in as real until I got to the airport and tell you guys. Because apart from that, it's just like, oh, yeah, you're going to the airport, and then you check in and tell you, I'm going to Dallas. And then before you know it, it's, okay, yeah, we're on the plane. This is real. The only thing I hope for this year that Dallas-Fort Worth Airport didn't have last year was any goddamn WrestleMania decals in the airport. There was nothing. We had to wait till we get to we got to wait till we got to get to downtown Dallas just to see WrestleMania stuff. So Orlando, your time to one-up Dallas. Orlando, okay? You got to one-up. It's not that hard to do. And besides with Orlando too, there's so much more around it. That's why I think people are going to be in a clusterfuck situation, just because of if the Magic play, which I'll probably go to a game if they are home. B, Disney, Universal. So you have so much more to do. So if you want to, I'm probably going to go Tuesday to Tuesday this year. I'm going to do a full week, or hell, I'm probably going to do 7-8 days in Orlando, because there's so much more to do, and just I want to get Disney. I might go Disney. I want to do Universal again because of how much fun it was. But once all said and done, WrestleMania season's right around the corner. Make your trip fun. Don't make it stressful. Don't be freaking out about everything. And remember, wait till you get to the Superstore to buy your merch. I'll see you guys when I see you guys.